Hello.
I want my own personal freedom, and I don't need a 60-person team around me, and I don't need to put out 240 pieces of content every week. Yeah, so sometimes I just come here and literally touch grass.
Oh no, I still haven't pressed it. Yeah, now it's recording.
Okay, now.
Yeah, so just now, yeah, sorry.
So yes, I'm a YouTuber making videos about YouTube with other YouTubers, and Notion's cool. Together we hosted the first creator meetup in Vienna.
That was a year and a half ago. That's crazy.
Something like that.
Yeah, but I would love to learn what you're doing now.
So the main focus for me right now is Orbit for Creators. That is my creative project. That is the YouTube channel, the podcast, the community for solo creators. That is really where I found I could deliver the most value, the most impact. The common experience I keep having with creators is we have some kind of online interaction, and then we meet either on a call or in person, and we have a conversation as if we known each other for like 5 years already. And this interaction keeps repeating. It's just like, this is so good. And there are many great shows out there that talk with creators, talk about creators in the realm of creator education. But one topic I keep coming across is like, we want to hear from more diverse voices. We want to hear from somebody who hasn't made it yet, who's like, just one step ahead of me, or like, we want to see somebody's real journey from like starting to becoming the next big YouTuber or whatever. When I saw this as an avenue of like, people want these kind of stories, I realized I have access to all these people who like are just creators like you and me. They are not the rock stars. They are not the people who are in big articles or wherever, but they've carved out a little niche for them. They do something that is fun and fulfilling to them, and they're able to build their little kingdom or like just make enough money to support them and their family. And it doesn't have to get bigger than that. I commonly ask the question in my conversations like, what does success look like to you? And very often it's just about, I want my own personal freedom, and I don't need a 60-person team around me, and I don't need to put out 240 pieces of content every week. It's just when selecting a guest, you can show me all the data, all the whatever, the niche or what they've achieved, it's fine. But like, there has to be a story there to tell, because otherwise, who cares? Like, you won this award, you're in this article, you got whatever subscribers in X amount of time, fine. But like, what's going on behind that? Like, how did this make you feel? is often, the kind of subplot of the conversation, right? Because how this actually manifests in real life often gets neglected. And so this is kind of more of the direction I'm taking, like combining those two, like what are the real lessons that you've learned and how has it shaped your experience and how do you go forward, right? And I think the biggest revelation or the biggest change that I've made in these almost 2 years now is starting out with thinking content creators, that is my niche, that is my audience. And defining that is really hard because it's a super diverse group of people. It's saying like, musicians are your niche. Yes, they have things in common. Yes, they have common struggles. They aspire to do different, similar things. But like techno DJ probably has very little in common with a jazz bass player. Their stage is a completely different one. Their audience is a completely different one. Their specifics are very different. And so that's how I found the group of people that I call solo creators, or people who are very small teams, but people whose goal is not to just grow for growth's sake, but who just want to express themselves and want to build a little audience for themselves. But as we talked before recording, there's also this lane opening up of just really diving into video podcast education and sharing what I've learned in that space, which is really hyper niche. Now it becomes like, okay, this is the go-to guy for video podcast education. I feel like that is so much more grippy, but I don't know if this is who I want to be long term, right? Whereas being the go-to guy for solo creators or for European creator culture is a much more fuzzy-wuzzy thing that I feel super comfortable with. But it's much harder to pinpoint what does that mean. So that's where I'm now, and maybe gives you a glimpse into what the future might bring. Everything is being overtaken by AI. It's taken up so much attention, and being in an attention economy, so to speak, it is drawing so many people in.
Yeah.
And it's hard to escape. But then I think the biggest, proudest moment of me, Notion, AI, all of it coming together was earlier this year when I was so frustrated with researching thumbnails and packaging and what makes a good thumbnail. And I just vibe coded a quick little app of a simple page where I can go to any YouTube video, copy the link, paste it into my little text box here, and it automatically pulls all the data, the channel, the view count, subscriber counts, and now it is right there. And this was like, oh my God, instead of trying to highlight text and copy paste a bunch of stuff that took me honestly at least 5 minutes per video, and it not even being accurate often, it's just one click and I have all the information right there. And now I can see what are the videos that resonate with me, what are the videos that in a specific niche that get people to click. It even has an automatic function to track outliers. So it's I can learn something from that. And having this tool, the thumbnail magnet, has been such a huge milestone in my own creator journey, because I had an idea for something and we built it, and now it's a real thing that is out there for people to use, and hopefully we can all, I don't know, improve our thumbnail game a little bit with that. So a big thing is with anything online, it's really hard to feel time passing, because it's just you create something and then you publish and then the next thing, and it's just this continuous wheel, and you come down here and it's just things grow, they die, other things grow, and you just really feel the presence of time. And also you put something in the ground that's a tiny seed or a tiny sprout, and it grows into a real plant that you can eat. it's
you can feel the progress.
You can really
moving,
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes, exactly. And it feels so satisfying to pick something that you planted, you put the work in. It's almost it's in a business context, gardening is almost like passive income, because you put the plant in and then a month later you get some harvest back or something, if you want to draw the analogy. But yeah, so sometimes I just come here and sit down and literally touch grass, but it's just a good break to have plants around you. This is fairly quiet. I think all the kids are in school maybe right now or something, but in the evening it gets super loud here when all the kids are out and playing. But right now it's super chill, and yeah, it's a good reset. It creates a lot of balance, if I do say so myself.
I was just about to ask you about that, but